Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you've joined me. I'm Kelly Pitts with Create with Kelley, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Lubbock, Texas. I'm thrilled to have you watching, whether you're watching live on Facebook or live on YouTube, or you're watching a replay. I'm happy to have you. Let me check and see if this went to my Facebook group. Hang on one second here, and I'll figure that out and then get going here. Yes, okay, let me just share that to my group and we'll be good to go. Okay, now all set. Okay, we are making cards from the Love Notes collection, or Love Notes DSP, that is this in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, the mini catalog from January through April, page 17. So I am doing card number 5, I believe, out of a series of 7 cards that I've done, and then one treat bag. So you get 8 different sheets of each design. Let's see. 6, yeah, there are 6 double-sided designs in this paper. And a lot of them have little places where you can cut them apart so that you can see what's on the front and the back if you have a hole in your paper where you can do that. So I tried to come up with clever ways to show a different way to show that both sides of the paper. So you can tell on this love card, look, this could be a Valentine's card, or it could be a wedding card, an anniversary card, whatever you would like for it to be, with the love message. And we all need love, don't we? And everybody loves a handmade card. So it would be special to send this to anybody, and you can change up the sentiment to fit the occasion. So this is what we're going to be doing next. And if you need any of the supplies to make some of these cards, I'm happy to help you. They should be linked below the video. So this one kind of, it plays up one color that isn't as prevalent in the other pages of the DSP as it is in this one, and that is Flirty Flamingo. So I played up the Flirty Flamingo and Garden Green to give it a different look from the other cards. And I'll show you what I came up with. This is using the Everyday Arches dies, and this is the stamp set, but it's the dies for that Everyday Arches dies, and it comes with several different sizes. And obviously my magnet sheet is not strong enough, or I'll need to learn to open it that way. But what I did was used a couple of those, and I'm cut out one area here that was large enough for the card to fit behind, still have enough room to glue it on, but it would fit behind. And these are not exactly lined up front and back. They're close, but not exactly. So you do kind of have to pay attention when you're attaching this. But I wanted the hole to be big enough so that I could show this love below that too. So that's why I came up with the arches idea. And we're going to burnish this. You just run that die through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, or whatever die cutting machine you have. And then we're going to add, let's see, the first card that I did a couple of weeks ago had this other side. It had a heart on it. I don't even think I have that in here, sorry, to show you that side. But this is the reverse side of that heart. That's a big image that's on card number 1, if y'all want to look back to that video. And we're going to put that right here. But first, we're going to figure out how this is all going to lay. And I'm going to give you kind of an option of sentiments on the inside. I'm going to do a different one than I did on the sample card. Okay, let's get where you can kind of see all this. We've got kind of a mess, but nowhere for it to go. All right, I'm just going to glue this card on the front. So I don't know exactly how far down on the paper that will be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue right up next to the arch all the way around because I'm going to put the love thing too. And I know that's going to come into a rectangle, so we have room to put that glue there. Okay, so you see what I mean about where the glue goes. Then we're going to blindly put this, and that's why I would recommend liquid glue, so you can kind of guess. That's pretty close. Before this sets in. So if that were snail, you might not be, I mean, a seal, you might not be able to do that. And I should have cut this first. I'm going to cut a little bit of this love off because I want some of that top part there. Whoops, didn't do it quite wide enough, but at least I've got a piece there. Let's see how, if I have room here, if I have any at the bottom. See how that's going to be. You kind of have to do several things at once. Okay, I'm going to peel that up a little bit and put this in. You'll see what I mean in a minute about that little strip. That looks pretty close with the love there. Okay, so that's good. Now we'll just seal those two together. And if you didn't remember to cut this off, it's no big deal. I just kind of wanted to show you how you could add this kind of as interest here. We can cut it shorter, but I think this is going to, no, we'd have to cut it an exact size if we didn't put it in here. So we're not going to put it on this one. All right. You could just cut it and stick it right there where we're going to put some ribbon also, but I don't think it's necessary, so we'll just do it without it here. And I kind of did that too quickly. I should have thought that through a little better. I think what I did was poke this up just a little bit. If you use your little spatula end, we'll be able to get in there because the glue hasn't totally dried yet. So I'm just going to stick this in. I'm going to put a glue dot on here. Okay, to stick that down, I'm going to stick that right here. Should have done this first. Like I said, it's a little harder when you're on camera to remember everything you're supposed to do. Okay. Adjust that just a little bit. I see why Kimberly was at my class yesterday, and this was giving her fits, and I was helping somebody with something else, and she was trying to do this on her own, and it certainly is frustrating. I designed it, and I didn't even remember that I needed to do that first. So goodness knows, somebody who's never seen it or done it before, it would be harder. Okay, so we're attaching that glue dot to the back of that, and I'm going to, once again, sneak it in here. Tuck that in. I think I'll go back to my spatula end. That's what's great about this Take Your Pick tool. You get to take your pick of the ends on each end can change out. Well, this end can. The putty end pretty much stays putty. Now, see, we snuck that under there. How about that? And we didn't have to do that. See, that's what I'm just, my brain doesn't always work the way it should. Do y'all have that problem? This could have extended over to here. And we wouldn't have had to pull that up like that. But it's okay. I was thinking it would show, but I'll let it show right there. So you can see where I'm talking about. If you forget, like I did, you can add this and attach it in here just to the Flirty Flamingo part. See how that goes up under there? So that works too, either way. Now we'll just do our little bow. This could be in the middle, could be over to one side. It could even be up here if you wanted it to be under your little bouquet. So you could have a different look. This is still not straight enough to make me happy there. Now that's better. Okay, let's see if we like this. We'll go ahead and put this top on. This goes all the way edge to edge. So we could put the bow kind of like that. Or we could shorten it, make it a little smaller. Pull both ends, the loops and the tails. Now we're going to take, let's go ahead and attach this first so we know exactly what we're doing, where this needs to go. And I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. You wouldn't have to. You could do it flat down. You could glue it flat down if you wanted. Oh my gosh, I haven't even switched the camera. I'm so sorry, people. Y'all tell me in the comments. I can't see. I didn't mean to keep myself on there all this time. All right. How many of y'all watching send Valentine or Galentines cards? I know I have some friends who've lost their spouses, and this could be the only Valentine card they get. So I think it's important to really think outside the box and not feel like if you don't have a sweetheart or you don't have a kid or grandkid to send it to, that you don't need to send Valentine cards. But there may be some others out there who would really appreciate getting a Valentine or Galentine or just a love card. Let somebody know you're thinking of them, because it might be a difficult time for some. Especially if it's the first Valentine's Day without their spouse. I can see how this would brighten someone's day. But like I said, this one could easily be a wedding card or anniversary card, I think. But we're going to make it a Valentine's card to go with the others. Now we're going to cut that off right there, so that doesn't show. And then we should have a little piece of ribbon for the inside also. And that we can we're going to hide that with this green right here. So I'm going to put a glue dot at each end of it. It's hard to get this where you can see everything, people. Got a lot going on here. Okay, so I'm glue dotting and glue dotting. Stretch that out a little bit. There we go. It doesn't matter that that sticks over the edges a little bit, because we are going to cover it with that garden green arch. And all I did there was put one arch, one larger one, and then one smaller one inside of it, and cut out the frame in between. Okay, now we're going to have to cut these little edges off. Right here. Should have thought of that earlier too. Hopefully I can get all that up easily enough. It's been several weeks since I designed these, so I forget. I'm gonna have to peel that up just a little bit more. Yikes. Kelley, Kelley, Kelley. Hopefully that's enough. This one may have to be a little off center to get that to cover. That'll be fine. No one will know. Okay, there's that side. Now we're going to do our little arch on the inside. We're going to stamp this with the, could be a Valentine's Day, could be whatever we want it to be. What do y'all think? What do you think? What do you think? Do y'all want to do a Valentine's version together? We'll try that and see what we think. And I usually like the darker color best. Whenever I'm doing a greeting, I think they show up more. So we're going to do the darker color, which would be the garden green. We're going to do that in Valentine's Day. Or Valentine's Day in the green. We'll put it that way. Garden green. I'm going to move it down just a little bit more. Give it some pressure. These are good, solid letters. So you want to let the ink soak into your paper. Be patient. See what a good image you can get if you give it a little time, give it a little pressure. It'll work great for you. Okay, we'll get that one cleaned off. And we're going to use the Happy with Flirty Flamingo. And you could put it all the way across if you wanted a whole row of happy, 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 happy Valentine's Day. You want to try that? Or do y'all like just the one? What do you think? What do you think? I think we'll leave it with just the one. And let me get those cleaned off really quickly and we can decide if we want the heart down below. We could do the heart. It's from the With You in Mind stamp set. This one here. And that's the Julie Davison Million Sales Achiever stamp set. And then the Valentine's Day and the Happy are from this Reason to Celebrate stamp set. That is a new one from Stampin' Up. Let's do, make sure there's not another color on there. Let's do this. Do we want to do it stamped off? I think we will. I think we'll have it a little more faded. And we could either do Better Together or we could just put Love You. I think we'll just do Love You because I've got it mounted. And it's so cute and little. It just looks like a little kiss. Our friend Jan Spencer said. I think that's a cute idea. So we'll put that just right over the heart right there. Love you. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. I think that's awesome. Now we've changed a wedding card into a Valentine's card, right? How easy was that to do? Okay, let's glue this in. And you could use liquid glue, you can use Stampin' Seal, whatever floats your boat. And we'll just center this, kind of even it up with that other arch on the other side. And put it a little closer to the center. That's what's great about liquid glue, because you can move it around just a little bit before it sets. Isn't that pretty? Love you. Love you more. Cute card, I think, if I do say so myself, since I designed it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to cut that a little bit shorter on both sides so we have a little more flexibility about where we put it. We can say, do we like it better this way or that way? I think that's pretty. We could also put it up here. That's pretty too. What do y'all think? I'll give you a second to respond in the comments if you would like. I'm going to add a little glue dot. I'm going to kind of roll it up. See, I've kind of rolled it up like a little burrito. Can you see that? Nope, it's not focusing. There we go. You can kind of see it. I rolled it up so I can stick it right underneath there. And I think we'll just put that up here. Put that bow up there. Although this is being kind of uncooperative, so maybe I should leave it down here. I'll just leave it there since this is being kind of funky. And I always take my embellishments to my glue dot if I can at all. Because I make a mess when I stick it to my, I get it stuck everywhere it's not supposed to be otherwise. Now that pulled that ribbon up a little bit. Let me see if I can do a better job of that. Why is that being so ornery? Now, that works. Then we need a little wink of Stella to dress these up a tad. If I can find that. I had it a moment ago. Let's see where it is now. And y'all know what Wink of Stella is, I hope. That is a glitter brush. Here we go. That just everybody needs in their arsenal, I'll tell you that. Beautiful. And y'all could add some embellishments if you want, but I really think that's nice. You could do the love, go over that with your little glitter brush, and I'll show you up close in just a sec so you can see what difference that makes. Is that pretty? Can you see the little bit of shine, glimmer there on the flowers? What do you think of this card? That pretty? So like I said, you could add some embellishments if you've got some with the green or the different colors. I don't know that it needs more hearts like this one. Let's see. You could also, when you're using the collection like I did for all the cards, you are going to have this left over from the back of one thing. I cut that out and thought we could pop those up, pop up one of those flowers on the front, or you could put them as an arch in here or even down there. That would be pretty, kind of dress it up. This kind of makes it a little more cutesy, and this kind of dresses it up a little. But you could certainly fussy cut that out and cut these apart, cut one out, put it on the front, cut one out, pop it up in here. You could put that there. You could put it as an arch and move the greeting down. Lots of different options. If you have this little extra piece that you will have if you make the cards the way I made them. But we're not going to show all that option today. We're just going to move right along so y'all can see how this worked. You could put this part that I cut off if you wanted to have that on there. You certainly could. We're just going to leave it off of this one. All right. Does anybody have any questions about this card in particular? Here's the inside and the outside. Or I can switch them and show you inside, outside this way if you wanted it to be a wedding card. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're scared your comment's going to show up, I don't have to show it. But I'm happy that you tuned in, and I'll get the camera turned around so I can say sayonara. Woo, my hair needs a little work, doesn't it? Oh, goodness. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. We've got these two cards for you today. This is card number 5 of my series of 7 cards in a treat bag made from 1/8 of a pack of the designer series paper called Love Notes. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and share it with your crafty friends. Would love to help you if you have any questions. If you need any of the supplies, they're linked below in the YouTube video. Facebook won't let me do it, but you can find my YouTube video with all this in there. So stay tuned, and I'll be back in probably half an hour or less with another card. All right, I will sign off and let y'all have a great afternoon. Thanks again for tuning in. Fun times ahead.